Colleague, as an artist, we need some integrity when we are using AI. And how can we have artistic integrity as artists when AI is almost doing the whole work, creating the image for us? So I have a solution here. I will explain, I will share it with you. I will also explain a bit about AI has been trained to create images, just a bit. I am the co-editor of the Journal of Creativity and Inspiration, just to say that the journal is looking for submissions. So if you're dealing not just AI, anything to do with creativity and art, please go to that link and try to submit if you want. Now, this image coming up and any other images were created using AI. The difference between that and traditional art is as follows. This is a traditional art created by Claude Monet, the famous Claude Monet. Traditional art having canvas and having a brush. And so when Claude Monet signed his name here, bottom right, I hope you can see it. When Claude Monet signed his name, he did so with full integrity. This is his work. His hand was holding the brush with acrylic, with oil paint, and putting it on the canvas. It is very integral to his work. But what about us, modern artists, that are using AI platform, whereas AI platform is creating most of the work? Obviously, we would always say that AI has generated the image. But as an artist, I don't want a digital muse. I don't want AI muse. I have my own muse. Comes directly from God, from the source of inspiration. I don't want to be inspired by AI. So what do we do? How can we go about it? There is a way, and I will explain it in a second. First question that people always asking me is how AI is generating images, and does it collage bits from other artworks? And the answer is no. Let me explain. AI, when you type a prompt and say, draw me a something, AI will not go to Van Gogh. It will not take the ear from Van Gogh and put it down here. It will not go to Picasso. It will not take the eye from Picasso and paste it right here, and it will not present it to you. AI does not do that. It does not collage from other people's work. But what it does, that it was trained using other people's work. And then when you ask it to do something, it will draw it pixel by pixel from scratch. It will not collage. It will draw it from scratch. Imagine it is holding a digital brush and it is painting on the screen with digital dots, with light. Instead of ink, it is painting with light. So this is good news. It is creating something completely new. However, it was trained to do so using millions of other people artworks, some say billions of artwork, in a process that may infringe some people copyright. So most images or many images online are copyright free, Creative Commons. You can do whatever you want with this. But AI was also trained on images of artwork by artists, copyrighted artwork. Again, it does not take from the artwork, but it learned how to do AI images by using other images from other people. And there may be some infringement. And there's a discussion around this. And I think we still need to wait for a lawsuit that a few artists put forward and to see what happens. Now, what do I do to keep my integrity? Because I am using AI. What I'm doing is to take my work and my wife's works and to upload it to AI, feed AI with my and my wife's works, and then tell AI, okay, now I want you to create something out of my work. Let me give you an example. Just as a guess, what do you think? Which work is the AI and which one is the original? One work is original, one work is AI. So let's think about the left one here. What do you think? The left one, is that a real artwork or is that AI? You can't tell, you just have to guess. The left image is real. The left image is real. It is encaustic wax painting created by my wife. She's making this incredible stuff. So my wife, Natalie Dekel, encaustic wax here on the left, which I scanned. I uploaded to AI platform and I told AI, okay, learn the composition and now create me something new. And you can see here on the right is the AI result. You can see very clearly the composition of the AI on the right is taken from the original on the left. You can see that the AI is derivation of the original. Let's look at the AI on the right. Look at the two white, almost like wings, two white blobs. Now let's go to the left, the original. Here they are. You see how the composition was copied. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Even the colors, look carefully at the colors. You can see they are taken from the original. The good thing about AI is that you can create more versions. So after I produce this with AI, I ask it to produce another version. And here it is. Again, exact same composition and colors, but a different image. Now, the question is, when you use artificial intelligence platform, do you own the copyright? As an artist, you want to own the copyright. This is a bit vague. Some AI platform tells you, you have our permission to use the image, even commercially. That is great, but this does not mean you own the copyright. It means they give you permission to use it. As an artist, I cannot allow for this. As an artist, I want the full copyright. And I found one platform that when you pay subscription, you own the copyright. So that's good. But you need to keep checking it because they're changing their rules, their roles. Another example to share with you: on the left, the real encaustic wax by my wife. On the right, the AI generated images. And now you may think that there's only one click between the two. You may think that it's AI created it, one click, and I got this beautiful image on the right. No, the answer is no. It's not as easy as it sounds. There is a lot of work in between. With AI images, there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of fraud and a lot of hype. People will tell you, you can produce thousands of images. Yeah, you can do this, you can do that. No, there are many problems. AI still make anatomical errors, which you need to fix. Some digital noise, which you need to fix. There's limitation of the size, the actual pixel size. You cannot do anything that you want. And for me, I found out that it takes about half an hour to 1 hour until I'm happy with the final AI result, the AI images. So you can produce an image in 1 minute, but for me to be happy with it, I did a lot of Photoshop work here. If you see the dove here, you might see a dove. This was taken from a different version, and I fixed some other stuff here. So from left, real image, to the right, AI image, it is not one click. It's not one, it's fraud, if people will tell you. It's about half an hour to 1 hour work. In that half an hour, I may produce 20 images in between, but until I'm happy, there's only one final image, and that takes time. On the left, a real photograph I took in London, and on the right, the transformation of AI image on the right. Look at that stunning result on the right. That is incredible. You can see clearly the composition is a copy. So here is the wing, AI wing. I would say it's a wing taken from this area on the real photo. Look carefully at the image, the photo, the glow of light in the middle. Go to the AI that has been transformed into the glow of the heart, right? So a copy in a way, which is great because as an artist, I want the AI to be based on my work, that puts some integrity in my work. Now, the incredible thing about current AI platform is that it can render light as if it is a three-dimensional object. This is an evolution. We didn't have that in the past. Look carefully at the AI image on the right. So we have light of source coming mainly from the heart, here in the middle, and it shed light onto here, this area, just below the chin. You may not see it, may be small, and also with the eye socket. The point is that the render of light is accurate, it is correct. AI has generated that, the face, and the correct rendering of light that comes from the light source. So this is an incredible evolution. On the left, the real artwork by my wife. On the right, AI image based on the original work. And then I said to myself, let's take the AI work, upload it back to AI, and ask it to produce a further image. So from the AI, I've created the third image that you can see here. And once again, if you look carefully, you see that they're all more or less the same composition, but this is astonishing. So you have the mother on the left, the real artwork. You have the daughter on the right. And this would be, what would you call that? The third generation, what would you call that? I would call it granddaughter. So we have three generations: mother, child, daughter, and granddaughter. Again, a lot of Photoshop work here. There are some anatomical issues that I had to fix. And still you may see some errors in rendering of light, but that's not a big issue. Now, this ability to reproduce more and more images brings us back to the work of Walter Benjamin, the famous Walter Benjamin, in his famous work, article, which is called The Work of Art in the Age of Mechanical Reproduction. Okay, he wrote it in 1935, 90 years ago. Whatever he says there is still relevant today. If you take the word mechanical and put the word digital reproduction, his article is still relevant. He's actually talking about losing the authentic experience of the artwork with the fact of reproducing more and more copies. So he's actually speaking against it. Now, I'm going to tell you in brief how AI can generate, how it was so-called trained. So AI was trained on a process called diffusion, and that's how it knows how to create images. Diffusion means that scientists fed the platform with millions of images over a few years, many years. For example, an image of an apple. Then they asked the system to add digital noise here. And they asked the system to learn the differences between the digital noise version and the original image. And then from the second image, add more noise and more noise. And each time learn the difference between the noise and the less noised image, until the image was fully noised, as you can see here on the right. Then the scientist asked the system to do the reverse. So from the fully noised image here, bottom left, the scientist asked the machines to remove some digital noise and try to reach the previous step here on the top, here on the bottom, and then keep removing the digital noise. The system would know how to do it because the system learned already how to add noise, and now it was trained to remove noise until you reach the original, not the original, but a clean image. Now I'm showing you a process. It was not as easy as I'm showing it to you. The first result did not produce a proper apple and definitely not similar to the original Apple photos. But over the years, they have managed to train it and to perfect the system. Few other versions. Obviously, your kids are making art. So I took my daughter out on the left, created AI image on the right. Now, both are astonishing. The AI is actually more visionary, if you like. On the left, original. On the right, the AI. And look very carefully, you can see that the blue area here is a copy of the tree, the original tree. Now, in 2022, so not long ago, 2022, scientists developed a system called conditioning. It is the ability to add instruction text prompt to AI. So now we can type to AI and tell it, make me a cat. You can literally type it. This is a method which was developed only in 2022. It wasn't available before within AI image generation. Also, that around the same time, they developed a method to compress image, and they could train AI on compressed images, which means that the process became much faster. They could feed much more images to AI platform in order to train them. On the left, original image. On the right, complete transformation, something completely differently. But I love the texture here on the right. To me, it looks like foil blue color, which still was taken from the original image, as you can see here on the left. Same thing here. Left is the original. On the right, completely different world. But look carefully and you will find the colors and the composition. For example, this imaginary mystical flower on the right was taken from the original glowing red sun. Now, for me, it's not enough. It's not enough just to feed AI with my or my wife's work and ask it to do something. This is only one step. The second step is the prompt. So I want the prompt to be authentic as well to my work when I'm creating AI images. So this image on the right, obviously I will declare it is an AI image, but it is not just based on my wife's work, but also on our specific text in the prompt. So in the prompt, I don't just tell it, create me an imaginary princess. I don't do that. What I do is to take our guided meditation. So I'm leading guided meditation, and we have a lot of transcripts of guided meditations videos. All the videos are on YouTube, you can find them. We take our text from our guided meditation, which is very visionary, imaginary. I sometimes take text from my poetry, create something new, and I feed that to the AI platform. So I don't feed it only the original image that we created, but also the prompt is original. Everybody can write a prompt saying, draw me a cat. I don't do that. I take our original text from our poetry, from our guided meditation, and I feed it together with the image. And that makes me very happy as an artist. Now I can tell you that this AI image on the right was created by AI, but I feel it is mine. It is based on my text. It is based on our images. That makes it more authentic. That keeps some integrity when creating AI. For example, here is some text. As you can see, the prompt, it's very elaborate. It's been taken from one of our guided meditations, gold signlined filter through a thick canopy of emerald leaves to the figure, and so forth and so forth. So that prompt with that image on the left has generated the AI image on the right. Another version of that same image is another two versions, as you can see here on the left and on the right. So look carefully, very two different versions, but you can still see the motif of the color and of this visionary thing here in the middle. And here on the right, it's turned into a balloon that was taken from the original sun. I made a series of biblical images, and a colleague asked me, Gil, how did you create those stars? I want to generate it. How did you do that? Now, you will have many people who will sell you courses pretending that they're going to teach you how to do it. The truth is, you cannot fully control it. You can tell it, create me visionary stars, a yellow star in the middle, another white star on the left, but you cannot create exactly what you envision. The system creates what it wants by itself, which is a good thing in a way. Another image from the biblical series. On the left, original work, complete transformation. This is Moses splitting the sea, if you like. But look at the beautiful splashes of water, which was taken from this flower at the back. Can you see? There we go. And of course, a lot of Photoshop work. So again, this image is after 1 hour work. This image took 1 hour work. You can see some anatomical errors with the hand here, but that's okay. It's an abstract image. AI based on the original image here on the left. Now, the other question, as I said, I added the Journal of Creativity and Inspiration, which is looking for submission. Please do submit if you have something about art and creativity, not just AI. And there in the journal, we need to think, how do we title AI works, right? So this is a real work on the left. That's not a problem. We know how to title it. Title, method, style, author, and date. But what about the AI here on the right? So my suggestion at this point, and this is what I'm doing, is the title, the name, Adam and Eve, and I spell everything. AI, biblical passage, because I copy a text from the Bible. It's Adam and Eve, right? I use some of my poetry, some of my meditation transcript, and also Photoshop. So at this point, we're spelling out the whole process because we don't know exactly how to say it. It's not just AI. Remember, I'm using my images, my text. It's important, and biblical passages. You have to credit. But I wonder if in future it will be so common to use AI that we will be able to just say mixed media, because mixed media now stands for traditional and digital. AI is digital. In terms of printing your images, so I said that there are limitations on the sizes. There are limitations. You get some platform that will produce 1,000 pixel only. 72 dpi. Some platform will produce something like 3,000 pixels. If you understand about digital and physical print, 3,000, 4,000 pixels at 72 dpi image, that is not a lot. So I had a test actually. I tested that image and I have printed it on a canvas. And I'm delighted to say that small size, 40 centimeter, looks great. See, I'm happy, I'm smiling here. That's because I'm happy with the print. It does look okay. I'm really happy. As an artist, you may need to print and sell it. I don't do print much, I do digital usually. But I tested that image and it does print okay on canvas that is 40 centimeter, 40 centimeter by 40 centimeter. But the image has a lot of detail with small shapes. If it was more graphical and big, maybe it will be slightly blurred. So I managed to do well with that image, but not sure any image will work. Now we also do physical artwork. So this is the work we do with land art, or if we call it earth art. And some of the project is actually photography. It ends up being photography, as you can see here. I like to take photos of nature in close up, extreme zoom, as you can see right here. And then you think to yourself, well, I wonder how AI will handle this. So I fed that image on the left to AI, original photo, and you can see 3 different versions here on the right. All 3 are not complete. I still need to do some work with them. But you can see very clearly that the sky, the green sky, in all 3 images was taken from the green leaf here. And look at the original acorn here in the original photo and how it was rendered into this texture here on the right top and on the bottom into the walls. This is the Jewish quarter on the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem. Look carefully at the texture. It is taken from the original acorn. It's incredible. And another noticeable thing, here on the left, the yellow acrylic paint splash. Look how it has transformed into the square yellow ground. Now, what I'm thinking here is that it would be interesting to actually give students the AI images, 3 AI images, and tell them to do the reverse. So just imagine we give students the 3 AI images on the right, we don't show them the original photo, and we tell them to do reverse engineering, to now try to figure out the original photo. You would never be able to tell me that this wall was actually originally an acorn. There is no way that you can do so. But you can definitely see the repeating pattern, for example, the yellow, which I've mentioned, because it is repeating on all 3 images. So the student could say, actually, perhaps there was some kind of yellow paint here. And you can definitely see the repeating pattern of the green sky on the top. So you can assume there was a green element on the original photo. So that would be a really interesting critical thinking project that we can do with students. Another example, which is really interesting, left is the original image my wife has created. She's creating psychic images. So she would look at people and paint them as a magical creature or paint them in their mystical past life. But look at the AI creation on the right. What an incredible transformation. This is the AI is copy. You can see clearly the composition. Now that's an interesting project. I was inspired to write a short story about Zaya. I call her Zaya, who came to me in a dream. And she's looking for her brother. So I have generated together with her, so to speak, a few images, AI images, and I'm going to publish a little book about Zaya with a story and with AI images that would be available on Amazon at one point. Another problem people say is that AI is going to take the job of all artists. Well, I tell you something, when Photoshop software came 30 years ago, 40, I don't know, 30 years ago, people say, now we don't need artists, now we don't need graphic designer. Well, that did not happen. The fact that there is a tool doesn't mean that anybody knows or can use it. So they're still artists and designers, even if Photoshop can do magic. When Encyclopedia came into CD-ROM, Encyclopedia was produced by Microsoft in a CD-ROM. You can have a full encyclopedia on your computer 30 years ago. Well, we don't need universities anymore. Well, The answer is wrong. We do need universities. People do come to university. And so AI would not take anybody's job. I actually think it would increase opportunities for writers because you need to know how to write the prompt. So if you're a writer, AI would actually help you to, to get more jobs and more opportunities. So colleagues, that will be the conclusion of my presentation. If we have a few minutes for questions, and feel free to contact me, Dr. Gil Decker.